exactly how Cloud9 plays. And I think, you know, on Cash specifically, even more so than probably any other map, Skadoodle plays the same spot every round. He is at quad or at the fence area every single round with his op. Virtus.Pro should know that. Virtus.Pro should take advantage of that. And as we saw in Train, if they're able to do that and Jordan, Freakazoid, Shroud aren't able to step up, they're going to have a really, really hard time getting any rounds on CT. They already had a hard time against CLG yesterday with a stand-in without their normal in-game leader.
That's what they changed as well to help them beat CLG the second time. They actually sometimes took Skadoodle out of that side, even though that's his famous spot that he's so good at playing. So I want to know if the VP terrorist side starts going well, does Cloud9 change away from that again, or do they stick with that approach? Because you're actually right when you say that in general, historically, VP aren't a team really that have to worry about star AWPers. I mean, it's true they had Passion themselves, they had one themselves, but they're not really a team that gets shut down by them because they play so aggressively on terrorist side. There's so many people rushing in the side. It's like they have 3 entry fraggers when things are going well. They'll use the smokes, they'll run through the smokes, so that kind of play will neutralize an AWPer to a degree. But as a result, if Skadoodle can have a big impact, that can be the difference maker for the guys from Cloud9, I think.
All right, gonna get started in just, oh wow, perfect timing, here we go. Map 2, do or die time for Cloud9. Can they take us to a third map? Or will Virtus.Pro book themselves a trip to the final to play Mouse Sports? Misled and Henry G, tell us all about it.
Thanks so much, guys. Now we're getting into map 2 here, Henry. What does Cloud9 have to do to get themselves in this game?
Well, we can see their mid control is very strong in the game. Straight off the pistol, they're looking like they're getting a boost up straight away, but Snacks actually takes down Skadoodle before I can even finish my sentence, and they do make their prominence in towards middle. Freakazoid answers back, and now we have a round on our hands. 4-on-4 situation. Freakazoid makes it in, the bomb goes down in vents. Very difficult considering they're trying to do a B split here. That's going to be a nightmare for Cloud9 to recover.
Yeah, they only have one man close. They're actually going to be able to boost back into the vents, get the counter boost off to get somebody up in there to try and grab that thing. But we have Bialy on the rotate over. Shroud's going to make the call. Nothing's going to come through the vents. He will actually fall down. Same with Shroud. And there goes Sean Gares, and Virtus.Pro will pick that up. Taz with the 3K coming in to keep Virtus.Pro on top of Cloud9 here.
I actually like the tactic from Cloud9. It looked like a great idea. Get the mid aggression in. B split started off as soon as the bomb went down in the vents. That has made it a horrible situation. They had to be boosting up, losing map control. VP were able to ascertain where the bomb was and ultimately just fell apart from there. It looked like they almost had a chance there when he fell out of the vents with the bomb, but here we go then. It's going to be the SMG buy from VP again. We saw him do this last map as well, so interesting stuff from them. A semi-forced buy from Cloud9. We can see they kind of learned their lesson. It's going to be Skadoodle not getting armor, so they know they're going to rely on his economy very heavily.
But look at the positioning here of Taz. See if he can hold on to that angle and not go down. Snacks drops down the smoke grenade. They're just going to be delaying here, not allowing Cloud9 to work their way into the main bomb site. There's going to be Snacks. He gets the initial peek out, uses the smoke. Taz is able to hit one with the Pro 90, but Sean Gares will trade him out. That's going to be bomb down. Here comes the full rotate coming in from Virtus.Pro to try and prevent Cloud9 from getting a bomb plan here. Freakazoid, they're going to work their way around towards one, and nothing hits the shot as he's strafing out to remove Snacks from it. And that's going to be Neo trying to prevent this bomb plan, but the bomb will go down. So good money coming in here for Cloud9 no matter what, as it's going to be a 3-on-3 trying to retake this bomb site. Oh, nothing hits it. Beautiful shot there. Bialy will answer. Got his drop down. He's going to be into a 1 versus 2, trying to hunt for the frag. Got to pull out his pistol. Can't make it happen. And Cloud9 will get the eco round and take one away from Virtus.Pro.
What an amazing response from Cloud9. We know how strong that can be when you get the smokes down, when the Tech9s get out. Nothing doing some fantastic work on the quad area there. And he managed to pick up 2 great headshots. And that's amazing from them. That's exactly what they needed to do. They couldn't let VP get the same momentum they did on Train and run away with the game. It's good to see them come back so early.
Definitely. Cloud9 being able to get some rounds in their favor, and this is notoriously one of their best maps, if not the best map that they have here. Let's see if they can make something happen. But so far in the tournament, it's been struggles for them on this map. Hopefully, they really need it right now. Playing Cash against Virtus.Pro. They're already down a map. They need to have a great Cash right now.
Well, we've seen him have such a fantastic T-side in this whole tournament. 13 rounds yesterday. With Shroud opening it up, taking down Pasha. They will have full control over this B bomb site now. Just need to get the bomb down and not let anything too silly happen, and they should be absolutely fine here. CT's coming in from all angles, though. They actually managed to pick up 1 frag onto Shroud, but nothing in Skadoodle. Lock 2 more men down, and now a 4-on-2 situation. They should be able to just get the bomb down and just calm down now. I think the craziness has subsided for a little bit.
Yeah, we got Snacks at only 16 HP, Neo at 1 HP. Both of those players trying to hit some shots here. The Deagle coming down from Neo. Can he hit one of these headshots onto nothing? Get the one deke, will avoid the grenade, doesn't go down. He's only got 1 HP here, and Snacks actually wandering around out towards mid in case anybody's going to try and exit in that direction or try and get a flank off here to take down Neo. But Cloud9, a little too disciplined for that. They're not going to get too aggressive. They're not going to go for a crazy push here. They're going to exit to get, well, as I said, that Freakazoid looked like he was going to try and exit, but no, they will stay together. They will exit together and be able to recycle any guns until Snacks is able to pick one up on Sean Garris. They're going to want to rush in that direction to not allow anyone to pick up that gun, and no one's going to be able to get there in time, and that's 2 in a row now for Cloud9.
Yeah, good controlled eco for them, making sure they went frag for frag, entering the bomb site, got the bomb down. It almost looked a little bit manic when the CT started coming through the vents in the checker room there, but ultimately that was a good round for Cloud9. They managed to keep their economy healthy, 4 rifles there. Freakazoid actually opting to keep the Tech 9. No, he's obviously going to buy the AK there. And now we've got VP, full eco, and this should be a 3rd round in the bag for Cloud9.
Cloud9 going to be coming out here on round of 4. They have the gun advantage here. Virtus.Pro is going to be onto the eco. They do have those 2 saved weapons. That's going to be a deagle in the hands of Neo, and Snacks with the MP in his hands. He does have that body armor, or head armor, excuse me, that he saved. And
God.
Look at Neo coming out swinging with the 1 dig onto Skadoodle. Just absolutely removes his head. Can he get another one? Trying to hunt for it. He was able to see 2 of the Cloud9 players aggressive in mid. They're going to try and split the vents once again. And they're going to go full tilt towards these vents. It looked like Freakazoid was going to try and play that angle Shroud played last time. We're on the pistol round. Here's Pasha down in the pit outside the bomb site, trying to get a frag. Couldn't collect it. Nothing is able to take down Bialy. And that is going to make it a 4 versus 3. Here comes the rotate incoming from Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, that 1 dig from hell from Neo already opened the round for him. He's managed to get himself a kill as well. But great B split there, really control when they went into the bomb site. Managed to keep all 4 men alive there. And VP looks like they would probably go for some exit here to get some decent damage on the Shroud there with the grenade. But they have got 2 guns in hand. MP9 on Snacks and Galil on Neo. They kind of want to get the full rifles out next round, so it'll be interesting to see how they approach this one, whether they go for any more kills or they're purely going for exits.
It looks like they're going to try and fight for these exit frags. If they're able to get them, let's see. Hopefully Cloud9 here plays smart once again. They're actually going to boost a guy, counter boost Shroud into the vents, and Neo's going to be the opener there with the deagle in his hands, trying to find out if he can get another 1 dig. Doesn't look like anybody's going to really get too aggressive. Oh, here comes the hunt though. I don't know if Snacks saw him. No, Snacks did not actually see the man go into his spawn, and he's barely going to get away. Can he survive? Not going to be able to. Shroud actually went all the way through middle into their spawn, and Snacks had no idea he was behind him.
So for the first time in this series, Cloud9 get in the driving seat. They've got a decent advantage. They've got a full buy here, and we can see no AWPs with Virtus.Pro. They're going to be doing a full rifle setup. The thing about Cloud9 is they have a great mid take. They're very aggressive there, but VP, one of the best mid holders in the game. They've got great vent control. They're going to play very well from the short area as well. So here we go. They fast execute with the Molotov. They're going to have to run through this. Nothing actually executed this smoke as well. That's down it goes.
So that is going to still leave this at 5-on-5 here as we're into round 5. A little bit of damage done to Cloud9, not a ton though. Shroud's going to be down 76 HP. We're going to have Freakazoid down to 83. No damage out on any of the Virtus.Pro players yet. And again, Cloud9 exercising some mid control, trying to see if they can get anything. Again, leaking back towards the vents. And this is going to turn into another B split here, Henry.
Yeah, they've done a lot of this so far. Next frag is be very important. Very passive setup from VP. Molotov start raining in on the bomb site, and you can see they're getting locked into that corner now. Great opening frag from nothing there, and it's going to be a response from BP. Neo and Bialy taking down all of Cloud9 now. Skadoodle is your last man, and he's going to be low HP, the AWP. He has got the bomb in hand though, but this is an almost impossible situation. Whatever it is with Skadoodle in hand, 2-on-1 situation now.
He does have that 1 versus 2. He's got the op in his hands. He's able to get the bomb planted in B. Got to look to his left. He has a close man right there. That's going to be Taz. Taz is kind of trying to peek out a little too wide here, but he is going to get flanked from A main no matter what. He's got to be careful here. Or B main, excuse me. Hits the first shot. Oh. Can he get the next one? Not able to get the clutch off, and Taz will be able to get onto the bomb and get the defuse here. That is going to be a 2nd round for Virtus.Pro.
You should never write him off in those rounds. All of a sudden he can find frags. And anyway, I thought he was going to get that last one as well. That was great stuff from Skadoodle. Bomb goes down, but the Virtus.Pro ultimately get their 2nd round on the board. Taz will save an AWP as well. See, the economy is reasonably healthy in Cloud9. Nothing there with 8K. He'll be able to drop his team over Skadoodle. Whether they'll go for the AWP again is yet to be seen. After that big round, you would be surprised if he didn't. But here we go, actually going for a full rifle setup now.
Guns coming out on both sides here. We do have actually a dual hop setup coming here.
I like this, mixing it up.
Pasha and Neo. And we've seen Neo use it really well so far, and we've seen Pasha in the past, notoriously, their opper. So this could be interesting. I like the double op look that we can see here from Virtus.Pro. Let's see how it works out for him. Actually, they're going to split that up decently well here. We're going to actually have Neo over there at the A bomb site. Pasha was a little aggressive in mid there, so they were close, so they could fast rotate that. But Neo is going to be the man. So here's that same strat Cloud9 has been running. Let's see how Virtus.Pro handles it. Mouse handled this by being able to push through that smoke. And Neo's actually going to just spam down through the smoke, but here comes Bialy, and Snack's able to get some frags. It's going to turn this into a 3-on-3 as Cloud9 is going to be able to get that bomb planted. And the biggest problem with having Neo back there at the quad was he wasn't able to throw a flashbang and run through and rifle players like that. But here comes Pasha on the rotate, able to hit the initial one onto nothing. Skadoodle gets one on the Snacks. We're going to turn this into a 1-on-2 here. Pasha with the opposite hands. He's another player that you can't count out of a clutch situation, as he's already worked his way up towards the site. He's going to be looking into the site, hits the initial shot, going to try to find the quad player. Quad player's still up, has his back turned, and Shroud will get the one-on-one clutch. And that is going to be a 4th round in favor of Cloud9 now.
Really good call from Cloud9. The thing about having a dual AWP setup is, especially having the AWP out towards quad as CT, as soon as that smoke comes down and they start rushing you, it's such a difficult position to play. We've seen Skadoodle actually opt to stop doing that this tournament. He normally does play in the quad area, gets great frags in there, but as soon as someone knows you're doing it, they can lock you down very quickly, and it's very difficult to hold. So I think VP need to assess their CT setup there. I think one AWP towards B is the way to do it, and opting to have a stronger rifle setup on A.
Yeah, so now we're into round 7 here. Cloud9 does not allow Virtus.Pro to get 2 rounds in a row, resets their economy here, and that's going to be Virtus.Pro. That's going to be on to just a pistol here, and this is a pretty stout save coming out from Virtus.Pro, and Taz right there playing the angle. Taz gets the shot off. Skadoodle a little too quick. We'll remove him from the round. And we have Shroud also able to get another frag. Can they keep this going? Almost a headshot there for Skadoodle looking towards Neo, but Neo's going to be up top highway. The grenade will end up getting him down. That's going to be a 2-kill in the round for Skadoodle, and it's just going to leave Bialy and Pasha left alive in a 2 versus 5 retake situation, and they're not going for it, Henry.
Yeah. So far, Cloud9's anti-eco rounds have been perfect. They haven't dropped anything. It can be one of the most frustrating things in CSGO, getting taken down by pistols, but they have been phenomenal in this game. They actually won their first eco to get them into this game, losing the pistol, then getting the Tech-9 round, and they've locked it down since then. It's been really, really strong stuff from them. We can see Bialy and Pasha, where they're going to be holding up 2000s, just trying to get anything they can to the other side of the map, but Freakazoid is hunting. Will he be able to find anything here? Disappointed he gets taken down. That's a big frag for Bialy, but he's going to be the last man now. They know where he is. They should be able to make pretty light work of him there. And another good round for Cloud9, actually looking very strong at the moment.
Yeah, and what we're going to get into now, guys, is a Turtle Beach team chat with Cloud9.
Yeah. Entry with that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, can someone boost me mid before we do it? I'm gonna lurk up boost instead of down low. Okay.
No.
Well, shouldn't Scott do it?
throw
Shouldn't
smoke.
Scott do it since he goes door?
No. Let him hold it. I'll boost.
All right.
Fine. Let him hold A main early. Jordan has to get there for the smoke.
Am I going up?
No.
No.
Reverse head trap. Reverse head trap.
Okay.
Watch out,
Hold
Jordan.
A main. Give your gun out, please. They didn't smoke aim in yet. Didn't smoke aim in.
Just keep holding.
One's on highway box.
We're ready.
I'm molly
Good.
vent.
3,
Molly vent.
2.
Get ready, boys. Aim in. Close, aim in. Back.
Got him.
Do you flash?
No, that's fine. Go.
We're in.
Could be quad.
What could be 4?
Could be
Flashing highway.
Could be fork.
I got your flank.
4. What? Close team main.
One
Fork
Z.
dead, fork dead.
Him.
One Z.
Relax. One Eva.
One coming highway. One highway.
One highway? 2 highway, I think.
Okay, no one peek, we can go for it.
Scott
Hold your
first
fork
contact
angle.
him in.
He fell back.
Okay.
They ran away.
Ryan, get a rifle.
Where the rifle's at? Good round.
Oh, Jesus.
Where he vent? Mid?
Yeah. Dude, that was fucking shitty that he hit me.
I got 4-3'd by myself hard right there. He was like on my screen, forklift, and I like checked it. Didn't see it.
Really interesting insight there to the Cloud9 communications there. You can see how loose they approach the map. They have a general idea of where the execution is going towards the end, but they get information in the middle. They work out where the CTs are. Jordan opened the door, got his normal smoke down. They worked out the CT player was in front of A main, got the frag, and you just saw how they approach the clutch situation as well. It's a really nice and controlled play. Very calm comms as well.
Definitely. So round 9, entry frag will go in favor of Sean Garris, or initial frag. Skadoodle's also able to hit one right there. It looked like it was going to go to Freakazoid. Tries to make his way into the B-bomb site. Pasha is there with a pistol. Ends up taking him down before Sean Garris will trade the frag out onto him. So we have Taz and Neo trying to rotate over, and it looks like they do want to get aggressive into this one. Taz only has the CZ, and now he's actually dead thanks to Skadoodle. Now it's all up to Neo. Neo's going to pick up a pistol, hold on to that AK. Looks like he might try and set up for an exit frag, but this will be another round in favor of Cloud9. 7-2 will be the scoreline.
Yeah, it's good to see them bouncing back. Normally, a lot of teams, after getting so rattled in the first series, they won't be able to approach a fragging game so strong, but Cloud9 bouncing back real strong here. And it seems like VP need to adjust their CT setup. They're getting locked down primarily by that A tactic. One simple smoke going down. It's one envious kind of defined. You fit the smoke out a squeaky door, simple flashbang going over, and you just run into the bomb site. It normally wrecks a lot of teams if you've got strong fraggers, especially players like Freakazoid, you're getting open to frags there. But 7-2 now in favor of Cloud9. Neo will be able to save an AK there as well, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of approach VP takes now. They have got a decent economy. 5 rifles might actually be more viable in this situation. The AWP hasn't been that impactful for them. It's coming down to a lot of smoke play. Crossfire is required on the A-bomb side, I feel.
Yeah, they definitely need to adjust here. What's interesting about what we're seeing is Cloud9 has been running this A strat, and it's really been the only one that they were successful with going forward at that A-bomb site, except against Mouse. And Mouse had the perfect counter with just a single flashbang. They countered it, and I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing Virtus.Pro adjust the same way Mouse did after they were here. They watched that happen live and in person. I'm kind of surprised they're not adjusted to that yet. Actually, Snacks up on the boost. Got to be ready in round 10. Virtus.Pro. We try to set up a little bit different here at the A-bomb site just in case it's that same strat. It is looking like it's going to be the same one. Skadoodle goes down first initially. Smoke's going to come out. Snacks has to try and rotate around. Can he take down nothing? Not able to get it. That is going to be Freakazoid who gets that shot. Now we have Neo able to take down John Garris, and there goes Neo as Shroud picks that up. It will be a 2 versus 3 now with nothing at 7 HP. Freakazoid at 54, and Bialy's on the rotate. Same with Pasha. They both work their way all the way up through the truck now. And Pasha's going to be the initial one. He's got to look up, but he's completely blind here. He doesn't happen to see that nothing was also completely blind. Molotov's going to go back in the back corner. And that's going to be Pasha who picks it up on the Shroud. They're going to make their way into the site. Bialy's got to be very careful here. There's going to be one A-main. There's going to be one forklift. They need to pick up these players. They need to do it very fast. Bialy's going to wrap his way around. He's got a body block. Get some shots up here. Don't allow his teammates to die. And Pasha's going to get the ninja through the smoke. Bialy's going to hunt for this frag. Can he take down nothing? He's even going to punish nothing and not let him get out of the round with a saved weapon.
Superb, calm play from VP there. Knew what they had to do. Couldn't find the frags. Got a really nice smoke down and the body block onto the bomb. Really good stuff. A nice defuse for them as well. Cloud9 running a very similar strat we've seen throughout this whole series. They got the smokes down, but they actually opted to send more players through the squeaky door. We had a boost up there on the bomb side as well. We actually took down Skadoodle, who was the AWP at A main, but it was just a really nice clutch play from VP at the end of the day there. And they will pick up the AWP again onto Neo. And here we go, full gun round yet again.
Guns out for both teams here. Cloud9 is still going to be up 7-3 over Virtus.Pro, but Virtus.Pro is trying to battle their way back in this. And I mean, at this point, we still don't have Cloud9 at least numerically winning the half here. They only have 7 rounds in their favor. Virtus.Pro, technically, if they could win out from here, they could win this half 8-7. There's still that chance, and they can still make that happen, as we do have Neo able to open up this round, removing Sean Garris from it. That's going to give this a 5-4 advantage in favor of Virtus.Pro. And Virtus.Pro looking like they're going to hold on a little bit better here, and they actually have Neo pushed up so unbelievably far, covering the bomb right now. And Skadoodle's going to peek out through A main. Neo's able to get another shot, so he's covering the bomb, and it looks like they want to try and rotate some players around. Snacks is up top on the catwalk. Gotta look down. Freakazoid's right below him. Freakazoid will get the trade-out frag. Freakazoid still sitting at the quad, trying to make something happen, or excuse me, at the forklift. His teammate will grab the bomb. He's going to drop down a smoke to allow Skadoodle to wrap his way into this bomb site, and it will be a 3-on-2, but that Molotov is going to land behind Skadoodle. Doesn't start to do the burn. Not able to get the burn off onto him. Freakazoid will go down. Now it's Skadoodle. Clutch situation. 1 versus 3. Can he get the initial shot? Gets faked down a little bit by the pistol. Doesn't fire the shot, and Bialy will remove him. That's a 2K for Bialy, a 2K for Neo, and the score will be 7-4 in favor of Cloud9.
Yeah, the A-holds are much stronger there, making sure they actually get the frags as the players enter the bomb site. It was a must-win round for VP as well. Had they lost their one, their money would have been reset, and this series would have run away from them. The CT economy is very difficult to manage. Winning 2 in a row, that stabilizes it, but that is 2 defuses for VP. So the bomb's going down. Money's going to be reasonably healthy in Cloud9. They're actually going to do a semi-force buy here. AK's coming out, Tech9 on Shaw Garris, but importantly, the man himself, Skadoodle, has the AWP. So another big round coming again.
See if Cloud9 can prevent the hemorrhaging here, or stop the hemorrhaging, I should say. That is Virtus.Pro, just able to steal away some of these rounds. I mean, they're coming down relatively close here. I mean, that was a 1v3. Skadoodle could have, if we would have hit that initial shot, forced himself into a 1-on-2. Just didn't work out in his favor there. And again, we're seeing Neo very aggressive through the squeaky door, but actually this time he does have a teammate really close to him, at least close enough to hopefully trade out the frag if Neo does go down. But as you can see by the positioning there, nothing was ready and waiting for that. So let's see if that number 5 man of Snacks does go for the repeat here to try and trade that frag out. And yeah, he's going to go for it, but nothing was waiting for that one too. And nothing's actually going to capitalize on that and get both of those frags.
It's great game sense. You saw there was no doubt in his mind the CT player was pushing, picks up 2 great headshots now. That opens up the round perfectly for his team. You can see Molotov's going into B here. I think it's actually a little bit of a distraction here, trying to pull the CTs over towards B, what they have left. Nothing picking up yet another headshot. Amazing round for him so far. And now a 5-on-2. This should be a very easy cleanup for Cloud9 and potentially sway the momentum back in their favor.
That bomb will get it set down as Henry said. 5-on-2 here. Pasha's going to be in CT spawn though, able to hit the op shot. Do they collapse on him? It looks like they want to. And Freakazoid's going to be able to stay alive there. Take down Pasha. Op is not going to get saved here, but Bialy also gets a shot of his own. He's going to be trying to work his way back through Creeper. Freakazoid, they're really hunting for this. They do not want to allow either of these players to be able to save a rifle and or an op. And Bialy's going to be stuck inside the B-bomb site right now. Freakazoid's looking for him. Does he get the shots off? Freakazoid's going to go out a little wide, and Freakazoid will collect it. That's going to make it 8-4, where now Cloud9, 8 rounds in their favor. The worst that they can have this half happen is 8-7.
Yeah, so you can see the economy on VP now. Very difficult situation for them. I think they are going to force it. A couple of players had like $1,400 there, so they're going to be forced into 5-7. They have got 3 rifles now. Very difficult situation for them. If Cloud9 just do their typical A, execute A, it's going to be almost impossible to hold off. Very little utility, can't flash back the players. We can see the bomb going towards B as well. They could, but this could be great. Like, they're actually showing some aggression. There's going to be a lot of confrontation going early into the round. Frag's going to be exchanged. Freakazoid picking up 2. Bialy takes down nothing. And now Cloud9 have the advantage.
Yeah, still one man is going to be over there near the checkered room. And actually, we have pretty much a full rotate coming here towards the B-bomb site, as now Cloud9 is going to rotate back the other direction towards A. Taz should be able to hear anybody running in that direction if they continue to run. Otherwise, they're going to be walking here. It looks like they want to check and make sure mid is not occupied by Virtus.Pro, but no one is going to be there right now. The closest man will be Taz, as I said, just waiting. He's got sound on, so he should be able to hear anybody running into A call for the rotate, but they're all walking right now, and they're going to walk right on past him, and he's going to have no idea that they're there. Oh yeah, they're going to make it all the way in. They're going to get all the way into this A-bomb site with nothing going to be able to happen. But there is a full rotate. Neo's going to be right there behind the forklift with the M4 in his hand. Now he's going to call. They're going to know from these flashbangs and everything. Neo's got to come up huge here. Lets the first player come by. Hits the shot. Ends up going down to Sean Garris. Here comes Snacks coming in. CZ in his hand. Gets one. Quickly traded out by Sean Garris. Now it's all up to Snacks on a deep rotate all the way from that B-bomb site. But he's 1v2 right now, and this is not looking good here. But Skadoodle is extremely low on HP, so if they have any idea that Ska is really low, he's probably going to force into this, and it looks like he's going for it. But Skadoodle out wide, can't hit the shot, somehow survives. Snacks in, trying to rotate his way around, goes for the jump. Skadoodle's playing the angle, and Skadoodle will be perfect with the op. Gets the frag, and that's 9 rounds for Cloud9.
Yeah, VP knew without force buy they had to do something. They needed to get early information, push into B storage, but Freakazoid completely shut them down. 2 frags very early on in the round, allowed them to kind of just walk around then and work out what the CTs are doing. They had to spread so thinly with 3 players left on the map. You have to decide, do we play 2B, do we get 2 towards A, do we leave middle open? Cloud9 decided to walk into A bomb site. Neo was there, got a couple, I think he got 1 frag there as he walked in. It was a couple of good exchanges, but ultimately that was a really perfect decision from Cloud9, and that's pushed them onto a PC-50 eco as well. They're going to have absolutely nothing this round at all. If Cloud9 play this correctly, it looks like they are as well. As I say that, Neo actually answers back. Shroud 2 frag, takes down Pasha and Neo, and now we open it up 2-on-4, and Cloud9 will be going into the B-bomb site now.
Yep, C9's going to be trying to force their way into this thing. Bialy's left alive, Snacks is left alive here. One is going to be inside the site, that's going to be Bialy. And here comes a deep rotate from Snacks. So Bialy could hold up here. If he's able to get 1 or 2 frags, that would be gigantic for them. Maybe just delay a little bit. He doesn't have any utility or anything to delay with, so it's all going to have to be off of frags. Tries to take down Shroud, but Shroud will get the frag. Skadoodle pulls out the pistol, removes Snacks, and we're going to go into the 15th round of this half with a 10-4 scoreline in favor of Cloud9. looking very poised to try and take this home.
Yeah, we've been seeing VP running a double AWP setup most of this game. This time they won't be able to do that. It's going to be 5 rifles. I like the idea they had when they pushed to B storage. I just don't think it was executed very well. They could do the similar sort of thing. We know they opt to go to A main a lot. I'd like to see them actually do some pop flashes, get some early information, maybe take 1 frag down. That would be an ideal play for them right now. So we can see a lot of early aggression for Cloud9. This may just be a very fast A take, very similar to what we've been seeing throughout the game. Skadoodle got to scout out what's available. Any pick's going to be coming to him, but they're playing very passively now, and we can see him entering the bomb site.
Ooh, Skadoodle with the op. He will be the front man.
Oh,
He's able to take down Neo. That's a good entry right here. They're trying to steal away this final round. Shroud will get a shot onto Taz, but here comes Snacks, rotates up, able to take down Freakazoid up the forklift, gets spammed through the smoke by nothing and will fall down there. So it's going to be a 2 versus 3, 2-man retake attempt to get into this A bomb site after it's been planted. There goes Pasha. It's all up to Bialy now. 1 versus 3. Can he make something happen? He gets nothing out of the way initially, but he's getting spammed in the smoke, and Sean Garris will collect the round win. That's going to make it 11-4 in favor of Cloud9, who's finally looking pretty good here on Cash.
Yeah, they're actually hitting shots. Exchanges are going in their favor. It's not a one-sided affair like we saw on Train. Freakazoid seems to be hitting a load of good entry kills as well, locking down any sort of pushes that VP are sending towards him. Nothing had some great rounds now. Amazing game sense from him. We saw Neo pushing the squeaky door. He thought he had so much information and a free ticket to get a backstab there. Cloud9 took down 2 headshots there. I think it got a 3rd as well, but it was really impressive stuff from Cloud9. We heard them when we went to the Total Beach comms thing. They've got a really calm approach to this map. They know what they want to do. They work out where the CTs are playing from, and they execute based on that.
Yeah, and that's a lot different from what we've seen. The listen-ins, or excuse me, the team chats anyways. When we get those Turtle Beach team chats, the last time we had one with Cloud9, we honestly heard Sean just go, I don't know what to do.
That was good.
I don't know what to do.
That's the 13-2 situation when the CEVO brought it back, right? And they didn't know. They didn't have a response to what they were doing. It seemed like they're in the driving seat now, but we have to remember, when they were playing in COG, they actually had the same thing. It was actually a better result because they went up 13-2 in the first half, and they really struggled on their second half. They even closed it out. To even get it, they went to overtime after winning 13-2. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's unheard of almost. But VP now, a little bit of a mountain to climb, but they win the pistol. I think they can get back into this one. It's not 4 rounds is. It's definitely not great, but you can never rule them out of this sort of series. Yeah,
and Bialy was really the only one that stepped up big time for Virtus.Pro, as you guys can see from the score there. I mean, he went 14-12. Closest teammate was Snacks and Neo, both with 9 frags. Pasha down there at the bottom with only 5. Taz with 7. On the other side of things, Nothing and Shroud playing very good. Same with Skadoodle. Sean Garris, actually more frags than Freakazoid, but Freakazoid's just been having an issue so far, getting things going, getting his entries in. We saw it on map number 1. We're seeing it here right now. He's just not able to get into these bomb sites and really get the entry frags that we're used to seeing from Freakazoid.
Well, here we go then. The pistol round will begin. Let's have a look at the VP buy. We can see 3 sets of armor. This is very similar to what we saw in Train. 3 guys getting armor, 2 smokes going down. Suggests it could be more of a tactical approach here. But ultimately, this is one they need to win. They can't allow this pistol round to slip away from them. They have any chance of getting back into this map.
So, second pistol of this game is going live here. Virtus.Pro is going to be your T-sided team. Cloud9 is going to be your CT-sided team after this half switch. And as Henry said here, Virtus.Pro really needs to pick this pistol round up to really get things going back in their favor. I mean, the game's not out of reach, but it's still going to be a lot tougher here with Cloud9 switching over to the CT side of things. And Virtus.Pro really wants to put the stamp on this one initially here and take this pistol away from them and really set the tone back in their favor. They're just going to be gearing up towards the A bomb site at the moment. Let's see if they're going to get... let's see if they go for the peek here. Freakazoid's actually going to back his way up towards A. I feel like they know exactly what's going to be happening here. They're looking down towards mid. It's going to be an A strike. He's going to be calling for the rotates. He's able to hit the initial shot. That's what he needs to be doing, but Taz trades him out quickly, so Shroud will be back at the quad. He's getting collapsed on. Sean Garris will get Pasha trying to cross into this bomb site. It's going to be a 3-on-3 here, unless Skadoodle can change it, but Bialy's able to take down Skadoodle. We're going to be 3-on-2 now. Snacks is trying to fire off some shots, so Sean Garris working up through the smoke. Does he make his way across? No, Sean Garris will hit the shot through the smoke. That's going to be a 2-on-2. Nothing grabs a big one onto Bialy. 1 player left alive. That's Taz, and Nothing hits the shot, and that's a huge round for Cloud9. 12-4 now.
Phenomenal retake there from Nothing and Sean. I don't even know how they got back into that one. It looked like such a controlled round from VP, getting in there, 3 frags. Every single one was exchanged. They got the bomb down, set themselves on a great position. Sean getting that amazing shot through the smoke there. I think that was instrumental to getting that retake. But amazing stuff. Cloud9 take the first pistol now, and we can see a force buy coming from VP, of course. They love doing this. They got the bomb down, so they have some economy to play with. I saw an AK being thrown around, so they'll be dropping that to the potentially Bialy. He seems to be the strongest one right now. Actually, he's going to be Snacks taking the AK. Oh, two of them as well. So you got two players on AKs, and with the SMG buy from Cloud9 and a Scout, it's probably quite difficult to hold off. This is working in VP's favor.
Yeah, this would be a gigantic round for Virtus.Pro right here. If they can collect this one, reset the economy of Cloud9, they're into a full buyout here, force some saves from them, essentially like just winning that pistol round, except for you allowed Cloud9 to get to 12 already. But yeah, you're going to force them into some saves, really get some momentum going in your direction, but they still have to be able to beat Cloud9, and so far on Cash, they haven't been able to do it effectively. And we're actually going to have Freakazoid inside the site now, and it's actually going to be a 3-man hold here, and that's going to bode well for Pasha as he's able to take down Skadoodle, trying to rotate in. Molotov will drop towards the squeaky door. It is an A strat once again. Can they get another one? Freakazoid's able to line up two. Well, one thanks to the pistol, or one thanks to the grenade there, the other one to the Pro 90. Taz is able to grab two, entering that bomb site. That's a 2K for him. Nothing in Sean Gares once again. Can they make the magic happen? Can they get this? Nothing starts it off. Able to get Snacks out of the way, and he's going to be into a 2-on-2 situation now. Here's Sean Gares. Gets big damage on the Neo, hits the shot with the Pro 90. Nothing's going to be right there towards the site. Taz is around the corner. Taz wasn't ready for it, and nothing is able to get that win for his team. That is going to be 13-4. Cloud9 is pushing Virtus.Pro out of map number 2.
It's so hard to hold off those offenses. When you go into the A bomb site, if you get the initial frags as well, CTs have such a hard time. We see so many T sites taking that second round. But amazing stuff from Cloud9, closing that round out. Sean, again, did great work there with the P90, pushing in the back, got a grenade on Neo's feet, and that's a perfect round from them. And now we can see VP in a horrible economic situation, forcing the AKs again. They did get the bomb down, so it's going to be a reasonable buy. Just in terms of utility, they have no real armor on players. They've got some smoke, but not a whole lot to play with.
Yeah, so round 18 underway. Cloud9 with a huge advantage here, as Virtus.Pro is just going to be doing everything they can into this round. Complete buyout coming from them. They did get that bomb plant, so they are going to have the money to make this force buy. But look at how much damage is already out on them. Sean Garrett still with the P90 in his hands, just looking to find out if he can get anybody. He's actually going to rotate into that corner. Great positioning here, as those smokes are going to fade away. They know where he initially got the frag. So they're going to be looking for him back towards pit, but he does rotate back in that direction. And now Virtus.Pro is trying to slow this thing down. Sean Garrett goes to a safer position here inside this B bomb site. And let's see if Virtus.Pro continues to push in. They've already lost one. Pasha down very low. There goes Taz. Nothing's able to hit that shot. Flashbang will go out to try and prevent them from rushing. They were about to rush right in there. That was such a well-placed flashbang. Do they continue to force here, Henry?
I think they have to. The time running down, the players are all low. There's not many options available to them. Nothing just taking them down, though. And it's going to be one player left in the form of Neo with a Scout. I don't really fancy his chances in this one. Oh, as he said that, though, he does take down Nothing. A fantastic headshot. Takes down Sean as well. Is there going to be anything else available for him? This is just a case of Cloud9 overfacing a little bit. But it's a pretty clean round for him in the end. The good thing about Cloud9 is when they win the pistols on CT and they can get the momentum on their side, the CT side actually look a lot stronger. It's when they make the mistakes of losing the pistol and then force buying, that's when it falls apart for them. So this couldn't have got any better for them. Getting the pistol on their side, and it seems like they've actually managed the economy very well, and now they've got VP up against the ropes. 14-4, another force buy for VP. This one is looking like it may be over.
Yeah, this is going to be rough here. Virtus.Pro trying to put everything they have into this round again. And I mean, man, this is not sustainable for them, but they're going full tilt in it. They have that one map in their favor, so they can go to map 3 and be comfortable with it, but they would much rather win here. So they're trying to force the issue. We know Virtus.Pro will force like this and try and make it happen, but Cloud9 playing very well now on map number 2, especially after what happened on map number 1. I thought they were going to come into this a little bit on tilt here, but they brought it back.
Man. They're so ready. They want to prove they can keep up with these guys. And Sean Doyle actually opening up the frag in there, taking down Pasha. Snacks is actually on 4 HP as well. All 4 terrorists in the mid area. Neo opening up the frag in the Shroud now, actually balances it out. We have 1 minute remaining, and the options are open for VP now. Skadoodle takes down Neo, and now the advantage goes in favor of Cloud9.
Yeah, that nade almost came in, but Taz is right there, able to pick up Nothing from the sunroom. He's able to get himself a rifle. That's going to make it a 3-on-3. Flashbang from Skadoodle will come out, prevent the players initially from Virtus.Pro to get inside. He actually misses his shots, so now Taz can try and line this up. They can turn this round around. Let's see if they can do it, though, but here comes the rush in. They're going to get all over this. Snacks goes down, Bialy goes down, Taz 1v2. Now he's into a 1 versus 1. He's got the grenade. Freakazoid's low on HP. He's going to throw it, or no, Freakazoid's not low on HP. Now he's only down by 2. 1 versus 1 definitely favoring Ryan here, and Ryan's going to get the defuse. Not allow Taz to get in there until the end. Takes him down. Cloud9 is up 15-4.
disappointing stuff for Taz getting a 4K there. It was kind of exciting towards the end. I don't think Freakazoid had a kit when he first started defusing. Had to step off. Wasn't sure whether to go for the full defuse. Very well that he did. Taz wasn't sure whether to go for the full peak. Had a very difficult position playing in the checkers area there. But match point for Cloud9 now. We can see VP have actually got a force buy after losing so many rounds in a row. I think that's 4 rounds going in the favour of Cloud9. So they have got cash here. Neo has got the AWP, but so has Skadoodle. And we've seen him be great so far. And he's actually playing his traditional way.
Oh, Freakazoid. Actually frags his own teammate there, takes down Shroud, I believe that was, and nothing. He's able to get a frag of his own before he gets removed. It's going to be a 3 versus 2 here in favor of Virtus.Pro as they're trying to steal this away. They want to stay in this. I mean, Cloud9 at this point is on map point. Oh, look at Pasha, though. Pasha's going to be in a great position here. Does he grab the frag on the Sean Garris? But Skadoodle's right there. Can Skadoodle hero this? No, Skadoodle's not going to see it initially, and Pasha will be able to take down Sean Garris, so it will be a Skadoodle 1 versus 2 clutch situation. Not going to go for it, just going to save his op. And it looks like he's going to run away. Yeah, he's out of there to save the op. That'll make the score 15-5. Virtus.Pro is still in this, but it's still going to be a really hard comeback for them.
Yeah, I think this is a very wise decision from Skadoodle. There were so many rounds in the bag. We don't want to see a repeat of the other day when they actually forced up so many times, went for every single round. Keep the economy strong, keep Skadoodle with his AWP, and they can just close this one out. Like, there's enough time to play with. You don't have to force every single clutch situation.
Yeah.
Great run from VP though. 10 rounds to go. I'm not convinced they can do it. It's going to be a difficult buy for them as well. The economy isn't great for them. You can see the AKs coming out, but they're going to have to be drops. This round, obviously, very important. They can't drop a single one. What are Cloud9 going to do? How are they going to approach this one? They have got the AWP to play with. They're going to have to chuck him somewhere, possibly on A, and maybe push B with the other guys. That would be a viable option. But let's see how this one unfolds. A round potentially Cloud9 can win with the power of Skadoodle on their side.
Yeah, if Skadoodle's able to get some good shots here, that could turn this thing around really, really fast. Get some guns into his teammates' hands. But it looks like Virtus.Pro is going to be trying to swing this one over towards the A-bomb site. That is the right choice right now. Nobody's over there in that direction. So if they can get out, and Skadoodle should be your rotator, though. He's going to come up highway. If they can catch him with their own op, they should be able to turn this into a round win for themselves. And hopefully get some momentum going, but Skadoodle right there able to take down Pasha. That's the initial one. Now he's going to continue to look back up towards highway. They have the smokes down, so he's not going to get picked from inside the bomb site unless it's somebody from quad, as we actually have Neo able to pick off Freakazoid there, who is trying to rotate in, and here comes the rest of Cloud9 trying to rotate up the highway right now. Actually, only one man is. They're just going to sit back. They're able to recycle this off if they can. Sean Garris is right there. He almost gets spammed down by Taz, and now they're going to rotate away, go for the save, hold on to that rifle and that op that they have in their hands. I mean, nothing's out of P250 also, but that will make it 15-6 in favor of Cloud9 now.
Yeah, reasonably decent eco from them. Keep the AWP on Skadoodle. Actually picked up a rifle of their own. VP winning another round, all they need to do is keep clawing back, take this one round for round, concentrate on the road ahead. It can happen. We've seen crazier things go down. 10 rounds in a row. I wouldn't bet my life against it, but here we go. Viali actually taking down Skadoodle there. That's getting the AWP gone, and nothing goes down as well. And that's disastrous now, and that will mean that they will have to go for another eco. Sean does save the AK-47, but again, I would suggest taking another eco here and just waiting until they get the full buy and get the economy on their side.
Yeah, nothing right there. You watched him at the end run into the sunroom, tried to get his way in there to do everything that he could to try and prevent the op from just being dropped and gone, but he just couldn't make it happen, couldn't get it in time.
VP knew they had to lock it down. They were aware he had it on his back. And here we go then. Another round. VP should win, and they can claw back into this series.
Yeah, that's going to be, who was that? Pasha able to open that thing up, remove Skadoodle from the round. So now we're going to be 5 versus 4 here. Sean Garris still up with the AK in his hands. Can he get some damage out? He's able to get some damage out. Not able to get a frag, though, so it's going to be Shroud or Freakazoid left alive. And there goes Shroud, so it's just Freakazoid. What can he do here? He's trying to peek on the Taz, trying to get some damage out with that 5-7. Not able to make it happen. That's a 2K for Snacks. And Virtus.Pro has 7 rounds to their name now.
This is where it gets interesting. So yesterday we saw Skadoodle going towards B with the AWP. He was able to lock down that site completely by himself. They actually had a very strong rifle setup towards A. I'd like to see them do that this time. I thought that worked very well for them. It was a good adaptation from what was going wrong from the previous day. So here we go. Let's see how Skadoodle approaches this map. He normally goes towards the A-bomb site, which he actually will do this time. He gets locked down by smokes, and he's forced to go through Molotovs and go for the no-scopes. It depends what the teams approach it. If they do the full smoke attack, that's when he finds trouble. But here we go, going into round 23 now. Neo will have the AWP as well. VP with a full set of utility, and this is it. Cloud9 on match point.
Let's see if Cloud9 can make it happen here. They're going to be back up to that full buy, as Henry G was just talking about there. Let's see. That's going to be Shroud playing the vents. Great positioning here. This grenade is going to land right on him. If Pasha ever ends up throwing it, he's just kind of delaying here. There it is. Actually, he missed the grenade, not able to get it done, and that's going to be Shroud who dropped in. So they were trying to burn Shroud out of those, out of the vents there. And let's see, Shroud still trying to fight here. He does have another teammate. That's going to be Freakazoid up close, out in mid, and they're going to spot the feet of Pasha. Pasha's not going to be able to make anything happen, but that smoke comes in. That will allow Pasha to rotate out until he decides not to and eats that grenade. Goes out to 34 HP. Cloud9 looking pretty good here. They're trying to prevent the boost from coming up, and they're preventing it very well. Bomb's actually going to fall over into mid. Freakazoid and nothing getting those shots. Now we have just Pasha and Taz and Snacks left alive here. Pasha down to 34 HP. Can he make something happen? Taz is going to be boosted up. He's going to be looking for Freakazoid. Freakazoid's low. Freakazoid will fall down right there to Snacks. And Shroud inside the vents, able to hit the first shot. Can he get the next one? And that's going to be nothing who comes in for the cleanup. Map 2 will go in favor of Cloud9. We are tied up in the series 1-1 here, and that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted a third map. We want some overtime, and it's happening now.
We didn't want it to end like that. After that first map, we wanted to see Cloud9 bounce back, and that's exactly what they did. Phenomenal T-side from them. Actually, all the executions going their way. We've said in the first series they had a lack of tactical execution. They weren't really approaching the map correctly. What a difference a map makes. We get onto Cash, executing, getting the bomb down, winning their clutches, getting entry frags as well. So great to see them bounce back, and I can't see the third map. Wait to see the third map. It's going to be really exciting to see how this one finishes.
Yeah, I mean, Inferno's going to be our third map here. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this. And I'm so happy that we actually had Cloud9 able to battle back. They fixed what they needed to fix on Cash. They didn't allow Cash to just get out of control in favor of Virtus.Pro, and they played really well right there to bring that back.
Winning the CT pistol as well. I mentioned this during the game. We see them struggle quite a lot when they lose a CT pistol. They find after winning such a great half on T-side, they sometimes struggle. They force buy, they get themselves in a rut. Skadoodle doesn't get the AWP, and then all of a sudden that's where things start to fall apart. This time, they closed it out really well. There was no signs of any sort of terror, nothing going wrong, so good to see them bouncing back, and I'm glad they did in such a fashion. That's going to boost their confidence going into the third.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, really, the whole rest of the team stepped up. What we were missing on map number 1 was that Freakazoid show, and finally, Freakazoid really started getting some shots. I mean, even at halftime, like, he still wasn't really blowing up the way we expected, but then once they got into the second half, started getting things going in their favor. He came up big there with a couple big entries, preventing players from getting into the A-bomb site really well from forklift, and that's exactly what they needed to have going on. And I think, honestly, if they would have had Freakazoid T-side of Train, if he would have been playing, that would have been, that probably would have changed the tide of that quite a bit.
Like we said, he went 0 for 10 at one point, and that's when your entry guys not turning up until the 11th round, you're always going to struggle to win. Like we said before, he actually won in the first round, but it was too little too late at that stage. So it was good to see him arrive on Cash. Good to know as well the retakes from Cloud9 as well. They're doing some great work, especially on the pistol round as well. Like you saw Sean and Nothing working really well together. Great retakes from them. So good to see the synergies coming back, the teamwork is coming in. So yeah, this is looking really exciting. I really wanted this one to go to the third map. Seeing it end like it did after the first map would have been quite a disappointing for me. This is semi-final time. We want to see big plays. We want to see it go right down to the wire, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Yeah, that's what's awesome about this. Going to the third map, it's a sudden death scenario here. So it doesn't matter how great VP did on map number 1. It doesn't matter how great Cloud9 did on map number 2. That is all erased at this point, and it's sudden death. Who is going to be able to take home Inferno? And I think this is a great matchup. I think this map is going to be awesome and very entertaining to watch here between these two teams.
Well, we know Cloud9, like their map pool is very strong across the board. There's 2 maps they actually struggle with. That's Mirage and Inferno. Like they've had time now to practice since events, since that statement was made that Inferno is pretty weak. VP, like, I haven't seen him play it that much, but it's a map we know they're strong on at least. Like Cloud9 are yet to be seen how they can bounce back from this. It's going to be interesting. I think you have to favour VP ultimately, just because we haven't seen Cloud9 actually approach it too often. They normally beat to it and try and avoid the map. But you cast a lot of Cloud9. What do you feel about that Inferno?
It was always like, we heard Spencer talk about it, and I'm sure we're going to have him talk about it again. Even when he was on the team, they always felt like it was a really strong map for them. And they could play T-side, and then CT side would roll around, and they would just struggle. And it really looks like they started to figure that CT side out. Especially recently, we've seen them play Inferno a few times. They started really picking it up. Their CT side started getting a little bit better, and it's like, all right, well, they had one half of it, now they're picking up the other half of it, and it's starting to get a lot more effective. But I mean, against a Virtus.Pro, I don't know if it's where it needs to be for them to really be like, all right, we have this map on lockdown. This thing is going to go in our favor right now, because Virtus.Pro can play it, and they can play it really, really well.
Well, CT setups have been an issue for Cloud9 this tournament. So like you said, they can play the terrorist side, but if they get to start CT, you want to get a really strong start. You want to send at least 11 rounds to the board, but it's going to be a really interesting series. And I think we're going to jump down to the analyst desk. We're going to look at that match a little bit closer. Guys, take it away.
They're getting the replays ready for us, so that doesn't delay my film. Hey, well, here we are back. Hey, all right. Hey, Scoot. So get the replays ready for us, Thor, just so you know.
Thanks for letting me know, yeah.
Thanks, Henry G and Mislip. So each team has won their map convincingly. No doubt about that. Now we go to Inferno. So we'll talk about Inferno after the break. Let's break down Cash a little bit. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we were talking about how nothing really needed to step up, and he did. We saw 26 kills. Very impressive. Again, Skadoodle didn't really have a huge impact yet. I think he had like 19 kills, so he definitely played very solidly. But as we were talking about, like Skadoodle cannot go as hard as he usually does against a team like Virtus.Pro. They throw the smokes, they throw the flashes, the mollies again. So Jordan stepped up to the occasion, and as obviously the score reflects that.
Yeah, I mean, this was a game in which I think the pistol round play was very different from the first map, where it was just dominant from Virtus.Pro there. This time, where Nothing had a huge round where he helped them with the CT pistol there, which really it stopped any kind of bleeding there. That could have been like the comeback for Virtus.Pro if they got it rolling there. Virtus.Pro in general, yeah, they had their issues in the first half. Like they didn't look at all like the dominant team of the first map. That's the thing. Usually between maps, actually, like it resets both teams. I think if you're top teams, like you don't really carry confidence over from the other map where you felt unstoppable. Like, oh, we're always going to win. It's a new map, and then it's very much it's got its own little world within that map. So if you then start off behind like they did, and you're behind so many rounds, you're not really thinking back to the first map and how well everything was going. So you could tell, much like Cloud9, once VP were down big, they knew it was inevitable. They put up a little bit of a fight, but Cloud9 was already at map point. It was always going to be a Cloud9 map, so both teams kind of have known, like, we're going to the next map, so now we're going to make a third map. Hopefully this one's going to be the classic. So at the moment, we haven't really had a classic, just had one stomp, then another stomp. Yeah. I want the third map to be, it is Inferno, by the way, what used to be one of the most balanced maps. Hopefully this is like, both halves are like, one team's going at them hard, the other team's got lots of 1v1s. I hope this is the classic map to really give us a boost, a lift in this series.
Okay, and we do have a couple replays. The first replay, I believe, is round 10, and that is that VP Ninja defuse on the A-bomb site, if I recall.
And what was good about this was, because they saw the angle, and I think there might have been a smoke, they decided to do the full body block. So basically, the defuse could never have been stopped. So you see here, Bialy, like, it's suspicious maybe there's one around here, but once he notices there isn't, because they've got the smoke as well, just by staying in front of him there, it wouldn't have mattered even if the kill had gotten onto Bialy. Like, the defuse would have gone through, definitely.
Yeah, and that particular round, when we were watching it, like, that could be a turnaround round. It ended up not being. They only scored 4 total rounds on that side, but that is a momentum shifter for sure.
It at least kept them in the game for a little bit longer. It gave them some more opportunities, which they couldn't capitalize on. C9 was very good. Now, one of the keys for this game here, what stopped VP being good on T side, is VP actually made the same mistake that CLG was making in the game that they played yesterday, which is repeatedly just boosting people again and again and again up in that middle area. And the adaptation that Cloud9 had made from when that hadn't been something that they were able to stop was Shroud and Freakazoid. Both were playing both close up. And then as a result, if one man came out, it wasn't just, normally if you're the man coming over the top as the terrorist from the boost, you're looking for one person to kill, and then you can move into the site. Even if they found that guy, and usually they didn't get him first, there's a second person shooting you anyway. So you essentially have a mini crossfire from quite an acute angle onto the first guy coming over. And what's weird is, much like CLG, they just kept going with that. So if one guy died, they boosted another one up. If he died, they boosted another one up.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking that, the CTs expect the trade to come through the door. But actually, that's exactly what CLG had done. Cloud9 was prepared for this. It's what they'd adapted to within the CLG game. And so that's actually quite interesting in itself. Makes me wonder if Virtus.Pro had watched that particular demo, if they knew about it, because it seems like an obvious mistake that they were repeating.
And they might have mentally checked out by that very last round.
Was quite
that very last round, because the bomb carrier was up there, and he literally handed C9 the bomb when he died, and there was no way they were going to win that final round. We have one more replay, and that, again, speaking of Nothing's pistols in 2015, that 16th round, the first pistol, 2 kills, but again, like you said, kept the momentum going.
VP takes the site, and actually VP's in a very good position to win this. Like, I think it's after this kill. This point now, when they get the bomb down, you're thinking, right, they've got a very good chance to win this now. And if they win it, there we go, 3v2. They've got all the positions you want. You want this guy over here, Forkloft, you want the guy around the quad. That kill pretty much is blind through the smoke there, and then Nothing. He just gets the perfect angle on the guy. He's thinking that he's coming the other way. He gets rounded behind him. A little bit lucky, but took advantage of it. He manages to turn what was a 3v2 into a 2v0, just take the round up.
Yep, good stuff. All right, well, that kind of wraps up our discussion of this map. The final map, Inferno. Winner is going to play Mouse Sports. They're sitting waiting. We're going to talk about that map right after this commercial break. All right, folks, welcome back to the MLG Arena here in Columbus, Ohio. We're at the final day. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it, crowd. Give you a little chance to cheer. We are finishing up the CEVO Season 7 finals. I'm sorry, Mouse Sports gave me a shirt yesterday. They are not in the grand finals. It will be Na'Vi. I am sorry to both teams. Final map, Inferno. Guys have played each other a lot. They've played each other on Inferno a lot, actually.
Yep.
So let's talk about VP and Inferno.
I mean, when you think of VP, you think of Mirage first. Yes, that's like the main go-to map. In the latter day, they've been playing Cash a lot more, but the second map you always historically associate with them was Inferno. I mean, everyone can remember that dominant EMS 1 Katowice major victory they had was when they were crushing everyone on Mirage and Inferno. Those were the two maps. They were unstoppable. They basically pioneered the Virtus.Pro, both on Mirage and on Inferno. Like T-side of Inferno, they were absolutely brutal. Coming up middle, they could go either side. They could just bully over any kind of crossfire. It was really, really difficult to contain them. And this is one of the maps where Pasha had that close range AWPing. He would play around the jungle side. He would run up mid as T. He was very, very effective. Now, obviously, it's going to be different. Pasha's not AWPing as much, especially not on T-side. But you still have to feel like this is a map where when they're in peak form, it's very difficult to beat Virtus.Pro on Inferno. Whereas Cloud9, I haven't seen a whole lot of Inferno, especially with the new alignment. That's not been one of the maps that they've been going to.
And again, I'm going to ask a question to you about Skadoodle, but I want to point out the Twitter poll again, and very close, 44-56. Both teams have very big fan bases, so it would make sense that the want is very equal there. And obviously, you can see how to tweet us, hashtag MLG, CEVO LAN, and all the tweets, and then obviously pick the team you want to win, and we will keep that in the tally. And I want to talk to you about, your impression of Skadoodle as he's played this map throughout the variety of teams that he's been on.
Yeah, so usually, when I think of Skadoodle on Inferno, I think of, the Dazed era with Abba Power and how Dazed really was just like...
Okay, yeah. What about Dazed?
He was just controlling
just threw that
exactly... Yeah, he pretty much controlled exactly how Skadoodle played, like where to go, how to, and where to take his picks. And I think now Ska has transitioned to like a better player. Like Sean definitely gives him, ideas of where to go, but I think Ska is... he takes the initiative on his own, and something that we have to look out for. Personally, I feel like Cash and Inferno are very similar maps. Like, at least on T-sides, you usually take mid control, and then you go somewhere based on that. So, obviously Skadoodle is going to have a hard time on this map because of that, not only because it's Virtus.Pro, but also because everybody knows how to play against an upper on Inferno. Like, they're either going to pick banana, they're going to pick mid, or they're going to try to pick, like, into window, into alt mid. So, this is Skadoodle's test. If he is able to get opening entries and Jordan plays at his same level he just did on Cash, Cloud9 should win this. 2-1, Cloud9. The salt will be real in Thorin's eyes, but we'll take it.
The salt's going to be in my eyes. That comes out your eyes in those little water droplets. Okay. You'll see from the crowd later on, don't worry. Like mass demonstration. No, the thing about this map is, I think it's going to be hard for Skadoodle to have an impact on this map. Like it's going to be pretty difficult. This is also a great map for VP to show you that 5-rifle setup.
Okay, here we go. We've got Virtus.Pro, the number 7 team in the world, taking on Cloud9, the number 5 team in the world, who will then take on Na'Vi, the number 3 team in the world. Take it away.
Thanks so much, guys. Hopefully everyone's ready for this. Map 3 about to go now. This is do or die for both of these teams. We've reset now. They've both got a map. It's all going to be up to who's able to win this one and done, to find out who's going on and forward to get to go play against Na'Vi. Actually, we're going to open this thing up right now onto Inferno. Virtus.Pro is going to be your CT-sided team. Cloud9 will be your T-sided team. And Taz is already down out of the way. And after he got a frag on the nothing, Freakazoid on the trade out. Bialy's on the rotate from behind, able to get Sean Garris out of the way. Let's see if they can keep these frags going in their favor. They're going to get over towards the A-bomb site. That's where the bomb's going to get planted. They do have a man. That's going to be Shroud up inside the apartments right now, trying to play off the balcony. Snacks with the great flank, though, able to get that done. And we still have Freakazoid inside the site. Gonna avoid that grenade, but he's gonna stay up. Skadoodle goes down. Freakazoid's last one left, and Snacks and Pasha will shut that down. Virtus.Pro take the pistol away from Cloud9.
We saw some very early mid-aggression there from Cloud9, getting through the smoke, getting the first 2 kills on the bomb side as well. VP stacked 3 men towards the banana area, opting for the banana rush there. Pushed down, as soon as they knew they were going up middle, it reacted perfectly, got up there, 1 player going apartments as well. Retook was amazing, and they got the bomb defused, and that's a really good start. We can see Cloud9 here, we're just having a look at the buy now, that getting the bomb down ensures they can get AKs next round, and they can afford PT50 this round, but essentially this is a save for the AKs coming in.
Virtus.Pro with that 1-round advantage here from CT. We should see them pick up the majority of the rounds here from this side, unless Cloud9 can do something big about it. But Cloud9 is going to be onto that eco, as Henry just said. We're going to have Virtus.Pro trying to work their way down Banana, not getting too aggressive. They're just going to put that one man slightly aggressive there. That is going to be Neo, who's playing that angle here. And they're going to actually rotate back towards the A bomb site as here comes the rush all the way up Arch side. Sitting right there is going to be Taz. Taz will get 2. Pasha gets 1. Both of them are traded down, though. And P90 gets picked up by nothing. Can't do much with it before he goes down. And that is going to be Sean Gares now left alive. P250 in hand. It's the initial shot on Bialy. He's going to force us into a 1 versus 2. Grabs a P90, gonna go on the reload, try and make it away safe, but there is a player at Moto trying to hunt on him. That is gonna be Snacks, or excuse me, Neo and Snacks are both right there now, so they're gonna push, they're gonna get aggressive. Sean Garris hits the shot on the Snacks, turn this into a 1 versus 1. Only 1 HP left here. Neo at full HP, and we're gonna have Sean Garris trying to rotate his way back down towards mid. Neo's gonna go for the peak, but Sean Garris, almost like he said, ESP is ready for that one. Making the spray happen. Can he keep it up? And oh my goodness, Neo's gonna be able to secure the round for his team. Just barely gets out of there. 67 HP, will save the M4, and Virtus.Pro holds on.
Crazy round there. Like when you saw 5-2P50 and nothing else, you assume that round to be almost throwaway. A good CT setup in Arch for VP. They're getting the first couple of frags, but all of a sudden, Sean comes out of nowhere, picked up 3 of his own, and that one-on-one situation, it almost went in his favor. He did amazingly to turn it into a 1v1 in the first place. I think I heard him smash the desk as he lost that one. A little bit of frustration for him, but great effort nonetheless. And now that puts him in a great position for the AK buy here. And there's some really early aggression in the banana area. There's some frags being exchanged. Snacks take down Shroud. Nothing will take him down as well. And now all of a sudden, it's a 4-on-3 situation in favor of VP.
Yeah, Neo's able to open that up, goes for the repeat, gets the smoke down, prevents Cloud9 from being able to work up fast on him through that smoke grenade, so he's going to sit there. Oh, good grenade comes in. That could have been absolutely horrendous for Freakazoid, but luckily doesn't hit him too hard there. As Virtus.Pro now has that one-man advantage here, 4 versus 3. And Cloud9 just kind of locked in here. Pasha, look at him with the swag in his hands right there. Looking, if he goes for the jump, he might have been able to see Skadoodle's head right there over the top of the smoke. But Skadoodle's going to drop off. Same with the rest of his team. They're going to fall off Banana here, try and rotate this back to A.
Yeah, this is difficult for Cloud9 now. After going for that very early aggression, he wanted to push the CTs back. VP actually reacted and got 2 frags in a row, and that's amazing for them, considering you look at the buy, they've got absolutely nothing to play with, really. The MP7, Mag7, P90, this is a round that you had to give to favor to Cloud9. But here we go, the clock ticking away, 30 seconds. Bialy in a very good position in the boiler, and they're not even going to check it. He gets 1 frag now. If he can just fall back here, this will be a perfect situation for him. But he'll just get 2 frags of his own, and now it puts Freakazoid in a 4-on-1, and he gets taken down by Taz. And that's the 3rd round in a row. Taz gives a big scream there, and he is very excited. And we go into the 4th round now, and it looks like the economy has been absolutely smashed for Cloud9.
Yeah, not looking too hot here off that early buy. So Virtus.Pro is going to be up 3-0 over Cloud9 now. North Americans are going to be forced into a save here. It's all about what they're going to do, what kind of utility comes out from them, what kind of pistols come out. And it looks like we get P250s across the board, except for Sean Gares with the Rec 9 in his hand. We got 3 flashbangs between them and that 1 grenade. So look for them to get aggressive. Man, they're going to throw 1 flash up mid with the grenade, and it looks like they want to get aggressive in that direction off of the alt mid, go straight into the apartments. No one is going to be there to contest initially, so they might get free reign in some good position in the apartments, but they still have to be able to make it out with only pistols.
Well, they did so well with this round before, but that was against the SMGs. Will they be able to convert this round into similar results? Actually taking down the first frag now. They actually have an entrance into the bomb site. Pasha responding on Skadoodle. The bomb will go down now.
They're going to be able to get this bomb planted here. Taz is going to have to rotate over. There's going to be 1 man near the boiler room. Actually, he backs up really far here, all the way back into the long haul, and I believe that's Sean Gares. Yeah, Sean Gares is going to rotate out. You have some good crossfires set up here. Sean Gares actually drops out into the pit now, so him and Freakazoid are going to be right there. There's Neo, able to get 1. Taz is able to get another one. Shroud's going to be the last man left standing. He goes down, and Virtus.Pro makes their way into that bomb site, clean on that retake, able to make this a 4-0 game.
Yeah, Freakazoid doing his job there, getting the entry frags. He came into the bomb site. The ultimate goal there was to get the bomb down. They've done that now. It gives them a very decent buy going into this round. If I was VP now, I'd suggest to do something a little bit more aggressive. They want to get the banana control, take the positioning of the map off them. You can see Taz has a decent spawn there. This is the kind of round you want to surprise them. You know they're going to kind of come with you a tactical approach, so surprising move from VP would be perfect right now.
Virtus.Pro trying to turn this into a 5-0 lead. against Cloud9, who's going to be back onto the bike. Going to be a little bit dangerous there for Taz. Luckily avoids that shot from Skadoodle. He was looking for it, trying to find it. Sean Garris goes down to 50 HP thanks to those nades working their way all the way down middle. And again, we're getting some aggressiveness coming from Virtus.Pro here, able to push their way down. Banana initially fall off, and they're going to just secure that position for Neo to just hold on with his AK here. And actually, he's going to move down solo on that smoke by himself. This could be a little dangerous for him. If he gets caught out in the open like that, there's nobody there to back him up. Sean Garris, they're going to go for the stack. They're trying to peek up over the top of the smoke. Doesn't look like it's going to work out for him, though. No one's going to be that aggressive down Banana here. And again, Cloud9 gearing up towards the A-bomb site. But Virtus.Pro got a 4-man stack there. 2 are going to be over on the truck side right now. One's going to be near the balcony. One's going to be underneath. Bialy's going to be the initial one. Hits the initial shot there. Do they continue pushing it? And it looks like they want to. Bialy's able to take down another one onto Shroud. That is going to make this a 5 versus 3 with the bomb down at mid.
Yeah, that pick from Cloud9 wasn't great at all. Freakazoid going up and facing by himself. He jumped through middle. As soon as he died, Shard needed to be facing. He allowed Bialy to reset and picked up the second frag as well. And this is going to be a round it's almost impossible to get back into now. 25 seconds on the clock. They haven't really gained any sort of map control. You can see the bomb there, still in second middle, kind of retreating towards T-spawn now. So I think they're just going to be trying to save the weapons, see if anything is available in terms of frags. But Skadoodle misses a shot there, time ticking away, and that's going to be the 5th round on the board for VP. This is similar to what we saw on Train. They actually approached the map, trying to get the picks and seeing what was available to them. If they're not making those frags, they need to have a response before this gets out of control. They're at 5-0 now, and we saw this on Train, and it got to about 8-0 before they actually had any sort of feedback to give for VP.
Yeah, that's going to be 5-0 in favor of Virtus.Pro now, and you're exactly right. I'm just having flashbacks to Train now, and I really don't want that to happen again. I don't want this to turn into another situation where Virtus.Pro is just completely controlling this game, and Cloud9 just can't ever seem to get their heads into it. I really hope that's not going to happen here.
Well, we saw VP push down Banana then with the smoke grenades themselves. An option you have there, you push through the smoke, utilize flashbangs, and you challenge them. If you allow the CT to have that map control and force you up middle, that's when you get the outputs we saw then, when you just kind of go walk up and see what's available, and he got taken down. Much faster play here from Cloud9. As I say that though, they get shut down with the smoke and they retreat once again.
Yeah, and that's going to force a big rotate back from the B-bomb side, as there was 3 in that direction. Taz in a tough position here. Got to be careful. Tries to peek out these angles. He needs that player to help him out. That's going to be Pasha. He steps up, able to get a bunch of shots, and Taz comes around the corner. That's going to be 4 players sweeped up there between Taz and Pasha, as Skadoodle finally steps up in the mid, able to get rid of Pasha. Now, Skadoodle by himself, bomb down. He makes a ton of noise trying to jump into that window, and he's actually getting a player wrapping all the way down through T-spawn, alt mid. They're looking for him. They have a feeling that he's going to be in that back corner, and they're just going to lock him in here. They do not want him to be able to save this op. He's going to have to make some very slick shots here. Bialy's going to push onto him. Doesn't get anything, but now, man, Skadoodle in such a tough spot. Hits the initial shot onto Taz. He's got Neo coming from behind him. He's got one in front of him, and Bialy will get the shot. And that is going to be a 6th round now for Virtus.Pro.
We know Cloud9 like to play quite loosely, but that indecisiveness middle is going to be very difficult for them to actually play against. So they were going up middle. It looked like a very fast execute about to come in. As soon as the smoke dropped down, they were too close to the top there. I think they should have gone through that with a flashbang themselves and actually surprised him. They waited for it to go down, went up to face Taz, and they allowed him to get 1 frag and fall back there. They went with a full crouching spray walking around the corner, and it actually allowed Pasha to pick up a frag from the side there. It was pretty sloppy from Cloud9. I think they slow down the pace a little bit, try and work out what's available onto the map, see what setup they're doing in CTs, and they need to start smoking off positions themselves, smoke off the arch and trying to focus on some control towards quad. Yeah,
that grenade set down mid right there was what could have been worse. It could have been a lot more devastating on the Shroud, down to 11 HP. Freakazoid down to 62. Sean Garris down to 92. So that could have been a lot worse, and there it is. Sean Garris gets picked off by Snacks. They did a boost up on top. Smoke down all the way to the bottom of Banana. Up top, they get the boost going so they can try and peek over. They got the shots off, and counter boost coming out down in mid for Cloud9 did not work out for them at all, as they're going to try and force their way up Banana now after losing the initial man. Bomb's going to be down. Snacks is able to take that. Snacks is able to get 1, 2, 3, 4K, and the ace for himself. That is Snacks coming up big for Virtus.Pro on the ecoing Cloud9.
Yeah, didn't really have to break a sweat there, that full spray. This all ran into his cross there. Pretty easy mop up for him. But this is where it gets interesting. We saw on Train a very similar scoreline in favor of VP on there on the CT side. Cloud9 didn't have a response for that, but this is the final map now. They need to work out how they can break the defenses of VP. They need to start going for a more tactical approach. They're yet to get the bomb down, I think, in the actual gun round. So let's see what they can do, what they can bring to the table. I'd suggest getting the banana control back. This is what I like to see. Nothing's actually pushing through the smoke, and it seems like they won't actually be pushing down for VP. Right? So this is going to be Actually, fell back to T-Steps as well. This is similar to the previous round, actually.
Yeah, now they're going to try and walk their way up, but man, lots of damage going out there. Nothing goes into 22 HP. That's going to force Neo back, but he's still going to try and get some flashbangs off, and that's going to allow Snacks to try and peek here, but another smoke goes down, and they're able to avoid most of that grenade damage. Neo's got to be very careful here. He's got to get away from that Molotov. Doesn't want to get stuck in that sandbag corner, and then just barbecued right there. So Virtus.Pro trying to turn this into an 8-0 here, with already getting a grip of damage out on the Freakazoid. He's down to 7 HP too. This is going to be tough for Cloud9 to be able to win this as they swing this back into mid here.
Yeah, back and forth from them. Getting stifled a banana. The smoking utilities is working against him. Freakazoid gets a touchdown grenade chucked on his feet, and now back to the picking game we go. Nothing very low as well. They have to see what they can do here, and they're just getting forced out at every choke point they try and face. VP playing this perfectly, very similar to what happened on Trent. It's everywhere they try and pick, they're getting locked out of the map, and it seems very difficult to maybe make any sort of entry kills right now. 3 men now walking up the middle area. Will they be able to find an opening here? 25 seconds remaining on the clock. Time ticking away. They need to make a move now.
And I'm a big opponent of trying to make executes happen with like about 20 seconds left, because this will happen. You don't have a lot of time to gunfight here, and if you're not getting the frags, there's nothing that you can do about it. You're not going to be able to get in. Nothing does get the shot off. Even if he gets 3 more kills, he's going to be 1 versus 1, and he's not going to have any time to really get on that bomb. Try and wrap into the bomb site. It doesn't matter anyways. Virtus.Pro is going to shut that down. Pasha with 3. The other 2 go to Taz, and that's 8-0. Virtus.Pro is running away with this game from the CT side.
They need to start challenging some map control. They're being too forced out of the map, almost across the board. If they're not going to allow bananas to be taken, if the CTs are pushing that aggressively down, you should be taking middle fast. You know they've got 2 CTs stacked down there, but for me, the best thing to do is actually just run through that smoke and try and challenge with 4 men. Get the banana control. If you can't get the kills, at least force them back so they don't have the information of what's going on. If you have CTs pushed down, they can just tell they can just leave 1 person there. They know the T's are never going to come back. So they need to start showing a little bit more aggression, get themselves into this and showing some dominance instead of just sitting back like this and just waiting and seeing if the game can come to them. Another smoke going to lock them out for another 20 seconds here.
Yeah, more smokes coming down to the bottom of Banana. We're into round 9. Looks like they might want to try and get aggressive. Yeah, they're going to try and flash through that one. Maybe they'll catch Neo here. Neo's able to get the initial spray. Does some good damage. Not too horrible. The Freakazoid brings him down to 72, but here comes the rotate from Snacks. He's looking to try and find some shots here. He threw a nice counter. Flashbang, trying to line that shot up. Doesn't get anything out of it. Finally gets the shot there on the Skadoodle before Sean Garris removes him from the round. Here comes Pasha on the push-up. He will remove Freakazoid, and Sean Garris gets the trade out for him. So we're going to be 2-on-2 now. Bomb planted in B. Best looking round from Cloud9 we've seen so far, as Bialy and Taz are both going to be able to rotate, trying to make their way up into this bomb site. Shroud down to 78 HP. Sean Garris at 87, trying to defend this. Grenade's going to go out towards the garden. It's going to only do a little bit to Bialy, only brings him down to 76. And they're still able to work here, just trying to find some angles. They see the initial player in the water. They're trying to get him down, but he's got a good cover. And Shroud's able to get both of the frags and get his team on the board. Cloud9 with a round, finally.
You see what I mean? As soon as you push through that smoke, they're allowing VP to get too comfortable. They're actually leaving Neo there by himself. He was getting smoked off by his teammates from across the map. And as soon as you allow them to do that, they can get 4 players on A, and that's what's going wrong in middle. So they're walking up, they're getting shut down at Banana, walking up middle, 4 players waiting for them. I think they've actually realized what's going on now and pushing through the smoke with 4 men and locking down the frag. And that's why they got back into it. You need to get map control on Inferno. If you don't have that, you're walking in blindly and you have no idea what CT setup's going on.
Into round 10 here. Cloud9 would love to string together 2 rounds. They tried to get aggressive on that. Oh man, Snacks almost just got completely barbecued right there. Bialy will pick up a shot on the Freakazoid though. But yeah, Cloud9 desperately needs to string together 2 rounds because they just got reset. Their economy is in the dumps right now. I mean, they have Sean Garris with 3,400 and Shroud with 3,000. So if they can get a bomb plant here, they can try and put something together. But otherwise, it's just going to be an extremely broken buy for them, and they'll be thoroughly reset and forced into a save.
You see Sean trying to find any frag he can. He knows a player's going to be in pit here. They've got a fantastic crossfire, and he will get taken down. Skadoodle does reply, but ultimately Shroud left in a 4-on-1 situation now. He's going to be in the quad area, doesn't find anything there, and like you said, that resets the economy. VP are back in the driving seat now, and we'll have to see a 4th round from Cloud9. They have got 2 players on 4K. They could opt to do a Tech 9 drop here, but I would say to them, do a full eco, potentially try the AWP out, see what they can do with that. Try, instead of facing those middle angles with AKs, try and get Skadoodle up there, see what he can do. But they're forced by with the AKs here.
Yeah, they're going to force into this one. They're going for broke here. All their players are going to pull out some pistols, except for nothing. Sean Garris, and there they are. They got the AKs rotated around, pistols, and head armor with some utility between nothing and Shroud. So they're putting a lot of money into this round. They really want to take control of this thing and turn the game around. If they can do it now and win out from this point, I mean, that's a 9-6. 6 rounds from T-side, that's not horrible. Of course, you would have loved to make that happen a lot earlier, possibly win this half instead. But Virtus.Pro is just playing a pretty good Counter-Strike right now.
The picking game from Cloud9 hasn't been strong with 5 AKs. I'm not sure what they're going to bring to the table with 3 pistols in hand. Very difficult. You can see the similar things happening. Maybe they're just waiting for the smokes to go down, and they've got an execution up their sleeve. They have got 4 flashbangs to use. If they can stay as a fragging unit and make those takedowns work for them, this could be a potential good opening for them. But as soon as VP realise what sort of buy they're up against, they just need to fall back, play passively, get the crossfires going from the pit and graveyard perhaps, and then it's a shutdown round for that point. So as soon as the game's up, it's going to be VP falling back to the bomb site.
There we go. Virtus.Pro is going to back up right now. Look at all those players at middle. And yeah, the smokes are coming out again, shutting down Cloud9. And again, we're running into that same situation where you only have like 20 seconds on the clock and you're going to try and execute in a site. You have no time to gunfight.
They haven't advanced anywhere on the map. They haven't controlled Banana yet. Now they look at Sean. He has to go up, check everything, slow it down. Looks like they're just going to run in now with a 1 flashbang. No real execution done here. Pretty poor stuff from them. They're just being forced into it. There's not enough time here to do a proper B execution. Running in. And a whole lot of nothing coming out of this round if you'll excuse the pun.
Yeah, they have no time to gunfight here, well, they're having no time to plant because they're wasting all their time trying to gunfight, get some frags. And there's not much they can do about it as we're going to have another Virtus.Pro round that gets shut down, or another Cloud9 round that gets shut down. Snacks got 2, Taz got the other 2. Virtus.Pro is going to be up 10-1 now. And again, this is turning into train all over again. It's looking like Cloud9 is lost at this point.
VP's smoke game is so strong right now. They know what Cloud9 are up to. They know they're kind of waiting for the initial smoke to go down, that first one in middle. Then as soon as they feel them actually pushing up towards them, they chuck another one down. It locks them out of the round, and C9 just look lost at that situation. They don't know what to do. They're indecisive between the bomb sites, running back and forth between middle and Banana, and they were just ran into Banana completely empty there. No flashbangs going in whatsoever. It was really sloppy, kind of poor, and this is the situation I can imagine Sean saying, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. If we ended up getting I would have not minded getting ourselves a Turtle Beach team chat going on with Cloud9 if we could, but yeah, I'd be curious to see what they're going to be trying to fix up here, but I think we're somewhere near the same.
Well, Shroud's got an answer. He takes down Pasha in that junkyard area, and 5-on-4 situation now. Shroud actually finds a frag. Could this be the round they need?
Yeah, Shroud going to open things up quite a bit, but Stacks is able to take down 2. Bomb will make it all the way to the A-bomb site. It's going to be a 3-on-3 here. Bomb will be getting planted. Sean Garris is going to drop himself into the pit. We already have Shroud into the apartments. And Virtus.Pro not really getting too aggressive off this yet. There it is. Now they're going to try and push up. Shroud's able to get some good damage off there. Takes Neo down all the way to 12 HP. And we're going to have Snacks trying to work up. Same with Taz. They're all going to go towards truck side. They're going to see Sean Garris initially. That's going to be Snacks who gets that. Gets himself at 3K. Taz will get one before he goes down. So now it's all up to Neo on the rotate. He knows exactly where Shroud is. Shroud's got himself a 4K. Shroud's going to try and use the flashbang. Neo's going to get onto the bomb. Neo's got to be careful here. He's going to peek up. Neo's going to get back onto the bomb.
Such a shame.
Oh, man. Not quite. No, he got it! Oh my goodness! I thought he was going to miss that by half a second. He got the defuse.
Shroud's going to be so gutted with that. He got 4 P250 frags, one-on-one situation. He thought he played it perfectly. He knocked him off the bomb as well. And how it must have been milliseconds within that, right?
Yeah, I thought well, that was it. I'm like, it's done. I'm done. That's done. That was going to blow up right there. But oh wow, that was absolutely the last millisecond of time that you could get onto that bomb to get that defuse. That was it right there. And he made that happen. 11-1 now, Virtus.Pro. Heartbreaking round for Cloud9 though, but Virtus.Pro is playing very good CS right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see they have got a full buy here now, and a lot of utility for Cloud9. A different approach here, actually getting some map control in terms of the apartments. We haven't seen them do this before. They're normally stifled around middle and not doing a whole lot of anything really. So we can see lots of time to play with. What's the execution going to be here?
Yeah, again, Virtus.Pro just controlling down Banana, not allowing C9 to really get anything going. They're trying to make their way out of the apartments right now. It's not working out for him. Mayali is able to get himself 2. Taz comes in. Taz is able to get 1. There's Pasha. Taz goes down. Now only 1 player left alive, and that is going to be Skadoodle, and he gets removed by Bialy. That is going to be 12-1 in favor of Virtus.Pro. And this is really, really fast getting out of control here.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened on Train. They just don't have any sort of response for this sort of play. Virtus.Pro playing differently every single time. They're pushing down Banana. They're sending 1 man there. 4 players on the A-bomb site. The crossfires are just too real for Cloud9 when they come in.
Yeah.
It seemed like they got some decent control there in apartments, like I said, but they just came out. They haven't really smoked off any key choke points. The players in the pit aren't flashed at all. They just got full vision as they're jumping out the apartments. And I think we can see a tactical pause coming in from Cloud9 now. They need to work out how they can get these last 2 rounds. They desperately need 12-3, yeah.
Yeah, you You have to do something.
Yeah.
One round is not going to be enough for you. You get yourself a one-round buffer, you lose that pistol round, game's over.
Absolutely.
I mean, even with 3 rounds, losing the pistol round, the game it's over. There's nothing at this point. I don't know, man. I don't know. If they can still get 3, it's going to be tough.
Look at the economy right now. This is the decision they need to make. Do they force this one with Tech9s? We saw Shroud get that 4K with the P250 there. The frags are there to be had if they approach the map properly.
Yeah.
But it's just coming down to huge individual performances right there. Shroud, he was very unlucky not even to win that round. Had he had done it, we could be looking at a different scoreline right now. But here we go then. They need to work out what to do. I would suggest you need the next 2 rounds, basically.
Yeah,
they pretty much have to force
whatever
it.
you have to do.
They have to force. You can't go into even 13-2 would be devastating for them. They need to try and get 12-3 here if they have any sort of chance. I'd say force buy, get some banana control, try and get the bomb down with a full-on set piece. We haven't seen them do it yet. We want to get the smokes down, get a smoke into CT spawn towards core, toward new boxes and stuff. Use some Molotovs, get a bomb down, force it into a clutch situation. That's been a problem across this, especially on train. They haven't actually been able to get bomb down and push it to clutch situation. So that's what I'm expecting to see. They won't have a lot to work with in terms of fragging. As soon as VP work out, they've got the Tech9s. You'll see them what they did before. They'll just fall back to the bomb sites, set up in the pit, crossfires coming in, and it'll be almost impossible to break them. So here we go. It's going to be very interesting to see how this one pans out. Do you have any sort of predictions? Do you see them force buying like I've predicted?
I think that's really your only chance. I mean, it's high risk, high reward. If you're able to get that, you can get the force buy off right now and win this round. That gives you 2. Then you're going to have some stuff going in your favor for the final round. But if you don't do anything here, this is a throwaway round, and you're only banking on trying to get 1, albeit a healthier buy for the final round of the half. But yeah, there goes the force. They're going with it too. They know they need to make it happen here. They got to get these 2 rounds. I mean, only banking on trying to get 1 round, you're done. If you drop that pistol round, the game is over for you. So Virtus.Pro going to be onto a full buyout here. Same with Cloud9, except Cloud9's not a very healthy buyout. They got 3 Rec 9s. They got the Galil. They got the AK. And let's see if they can make something happen. And again, Virtus.Pro with control of mid at the moment, or control down banana. They're going to allow nothing to come up. They get the angle onto him. They're trying to take him down, but Skadoodle does hit a shot. Neo's able to trade it out. Nothing's going to be trying to force his way up. Can he get the pistol shot off? No, Neo's going to take him down. That's going to make this a 4 versus 3 game in favor of Virtus.Pro, as now we see Cloud9 starting to slow down a little bit, as they're looking like they want to go up mid. Yeah, now they're going to start forcing it up mid here, going towards the other side. Taz is right there. Taz will actually back up to the bomb site, take the safer play. Posh is catching one out from CT. Now it's all up to Bialy inside that A bomb site, and Cloud9 can rotate anywhere they want. They're going to go through CT right now, but Neo is already there and waiting. He's going to be looking for Shroud. Does he find the frag? Does he see him? He does see the initial one. Shroud got his back turned, and Virtus.Pro will win that round. 4K for Neo. That's 13-1.
Amazing positioning from him. That was so good. You saw that like that CT setup they had going. Yeah. Taz took all the attention away from Cloud9, and as soon as they run through the arch area, Pash is waiting there, sprays a couple down, and yeah, Neo with amazing positioning. It's such great game sense from him. Cloud9 had no idea he was lurking there. He takes down both of them, and that gives them the 13th round on the board. C9 do have a full buy this round in terms of AKs, but again, the utility is very lacking. They have 2 smokes to play with, and it's just not going to be enough with the force of VP. They've got everything in their arsenal now. 5 smokes, 5 incendiaries. How are you going to break this team when they're playing like this?
Yeah, these guys are playing absolutely lights out right now. Not only a lot of utility for Cloud9, but Virtus.Pro going to be up 13-1 over Cloud9. Cloud9 really needs to get a secondary round here, because this game could end way too fast if they're not able to. One thing I really like about Virtus.Pro right now, or I should say always, is when they get these peaks, they're not super aggressive to try and get the frag. They'll rotate back, give themselves a great position, like they just did right there. Pasha comes back, Taz teams up with him. They're able to get the shots off, and it just works out in their favor, because now only Shroud's the last one left alive. They still didn't even need to get that aggressive on him. They had another teammate rotate in, gave themselves a 3-on-1, and just absolutely dominated Cloud9.
Very difficult to give you any sort of tactical analysis when that happens. It comes down to a fragging game. They're not approaching choke points together. They weren't pushing through smokes. They weren't challenging. They're eating out of VP's hands, essentially. Like when they're putting the smokes down banana, and you're just allowing them. They're not challenging whatsoever. They can just start playing one man there, and that's what kept happening. It was just so locked out of every area of the map. They'd wait for smokes to go down and go up together, and all of a sudden, Molotovs would be dropped on them. They'd forced to go back again. Clock would run down. And it was very difficult for Cloud9 to do absolutely anything. This is exactly what train